Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, good afternoon. How are you today? I hope you are in the good condition because for this occasion we will present the interesting materials. This is one of the materials of the business communication. This is a job interview. But before we jump to the materials, we will show you our members. Start from me, my name is Fattyyah Dalillah, and my friends Annisa, Anandita, Farras, Rahmat Daffa, Jodi Setiawan, and M.Bus. Okay, next to the chapter 1, definition. Before we jump to the job interview, we have to know what is the interview, what is the definition interview, and the general. Okay? Now, interview is the widely used election method. It is a face-to-face interaction between the interview and the interviewer. If handled carefully, it can be a powerful technique in having accurate information of the interview, otherwise unavailable. But at the same time, if the interview is not handled carefully, it can be a source of the bias, restricting or distorting the flow of the communication. But you know what? The interview has another definition. According to Scott and the others, an interview is a purposeful exchange of ideas, the answering of the questions, and the communication between two or more persons. According to Bigham and others, they define an interview as a conversation with a purpose. If we relate to the job interview, it means the job interview is the election method that used by the HR, the interviewer, to get the more information from the interview, so that the HR or the interviewer can be sure to select this interview. Okay. Next, we jump to the kind of the interview. It will be presented by my friend is Nisa. To Nisa, slide and time is yours.
Okay, kind of interview have 4 kinds, and the first is preliminary interview. The interview conducted to screen the applicants to decide whether future detailed interview will be required or called preliminary interview. The candidate is given freedom by giving job details during the interview to decide whether the job will suit him. One of the drawbacks associated with the preliminary interview is that it may lead to the elimination of many desirable candidates in case interview do not have much and proper experience in evaluating candidates. The positive argument, if any, for this method is that it saves time and money for the company. And the second, pattern interview. In this interview, the pattern of the interview is decided in advance. What kind of information is to be sought for, given how the interview is to be conducted and how much time is to be allotted to it. All these are worked out in advance. Such interview are also called standardized interview. And the third, depth interview. As the term itself implies, depth interview tries to portray the interview in depth and detail. It accordingly covers the life history of the applicant along with his or her work experience, academic qualification, health, attitude, interests, and hobbies. And the last, stress interview. Such interviews are conducted for the job which are to be performed under stressful conditions. The objective of stress interview is to make deliberate attempts to create stressful or strained conditions for the interview to observe how the applicant behave under full stressful conditions. The common method used to induce stressful include frequent interruption, keeping silent for an extended period of time, asking too many questions at a time, making derogatory remarks about the candidate, accusing him that he is lying, and so on. The purpose is to observe how the candidate behaves under the stressful condition, whether he loses his temper, gets confused, or frightened. Okay, Fattyyah.
Okay, thank you, Nisa. So, next, the purpose of the job interview. It will be presented by Annisa to Nisa. It's yours.
Okay, Fattyyah, thank you. And next is the purpose of interview. The first is verifies the information obtained through application, form, and test. Second, help option additional information from the applicant's authorized not available. Third, gives the candidate necessary facts and information about the job and the organization. The last, help establish mutual understanding between the company and the candidate and build the company image. And according to Richard Calhoun, employment interview serves the following three objectives. And the first, it is the only way to see an applicant in action, how he looks, his manner, his bearing. Second, it is the only way to witness how he interacts and how he responds, his way of thinking, the effect of his personality on others. And the last, third, it is perhaps the best way to get at the will-do feature of a performance: motivation, initiative, stability, perseverance, work habits, and judgment. Okay, Fattyyah.
Thank you, Nisa. Okay, next, the important things that we have to pay attention. So, when we prepare your interview, we have to aware and pay more attention, like this one. Next, first, research the company or organization. Before we come to the interview, you make sure you have to review the job description. You can check it from their website, their social media, from the internet, or their advertisement to recruit the job. And then don't forget to practice answering common questions. You can practice it from the internet or from browser, or you can watch it and practice from the YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or something like that. Okay, next. Come prepared. When you come to the interview, first you have to plan to dress appropriately. Your performance, we have to neat and polite, and then be confident, because confident is the important key that can make you comfortable, cozy to answer the and to face the interview. Then next, the last one is come into the interview. When you come to interview, remember your practice, you're confident, and just be you. Okay? I want to highlight again, the most important in the interview is the be confident and be you. Next. Okay, we jump to the another materials. It is an example of the interview. The example of the interview, it will be presented by Kono. To Kono, screen and time, it's yours.
Thank you, Fattyyah. There are different types of examples that you need to prepare yourself for the interview. The first one would be goodwill, greetings, and get acquainted. Tell them about yourself. No more than 2 minutes, just a quick one, and also not too long because it might get boring for them. And the next is gauging your interest. Why are you interested in this position? Make them notice you. Don't just say there was a help wanted sign, or I saw your ad online that you're looking for people to hire. Talk about your position, your specialty, and later on will come more about education. And the next one, your experience and accomplishments. How has your education prepared you for this position? Tell them also about that, what you have accomplished in school, what majors you have done, if you have ever had internships or job experiences. Well, let's say, for example, you don't have any job experience, you're new, you're trying to find a job for the first time. The only thing that you have are your papers, your diplomas, your education. Talk about with the skills I have, with the major I have done in university. Talk about that. And the fourth one is the future. Talk about what would you most like to accomplish if you get this position. Talk about also what you see, where you see yourself in the next 5 or 10 years. Not a promise, just where do you see yourself, just an estimate, how things will work out for you in those 5 to 10 years. Talk about your career goals, what you would like to be, your practical skills that you would like to learn or already have in order to achieve that. Next one is challenge. What's so challenging? What type of people do you have no patience for? We all have weaknesses. We're not perfect. Some of us are less than good. That doesn't mean that we won't do anything to solve the problem. You can always find a way, and in this situation, if you're always willing to work hard and smart for the company, for example, you're going to work for in this interview, finds that you don't know everything yet, but you promise them and you promise yourself that you'll do whatever you can to find a solution if a problem lands on your desk at the company, or still look at you more than the other competitions you have and hire you. The next one is situational. If you were aware a co-worker was falsifying data, what would you do? The company, the employer wants to see what you'll do if you had co-workers like that. Would you just also leave it like that? You will know, right? You will find a way to solve the problem. Don't know about the co-worker, but you'll promise yourself if you do your part, then the company will not go into collapse. Because your job is to you need to remember that you need to focus on the outcome of the company, the right one, and this is the way, and this is what people always test you at companies. I even have worked as an intern once, and they would have they would like to know if I had co-workers like that, what would you do? Would you just sit there and do nothing yourself? I said no, I would find a way to work for a solution, and those co-workers will need to be fired, I said. The last one is behavior. Describe a time you worked as part of a team. These are examples in my life when I used to play soccer or basketball. It's a team sport. The accomplishment is 11 people on the field, or 5 if it's basketball, and you all work together in order to win. It's not one person, it's everyone. And especially if you're in group projects like I'm in right now, we all work together in order to make a good presentation of this job interview for business communication. That's a time when I worked as part of a team. And thank you. That was my part of examples of interviews. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kono. Next, the example of the interview videos, job interview videos, it will be presented by Daffa and Jodi. Jodi and Daffa, is yours.
Hello, sir.
Hello, could you introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. I'm Jodi Setiawan. Will apply to be an employee at this company.
Okay, tell me about yourself.
Okay, I'm a software engineer with 4 years experience. Regardless, I'm a jovial person who like to hit a ride and enjoy rafting whenever time permits. Overall, a team person who love taking on challenge and meeting deadlines.
Okay, then why are you interested in this position?
Because when I saw your ad, I was interested in your ad. I was challenged to work in your company, and I believe in my ability in this position.
Oh, interesting. And how was your experience in this position?
As I said before, I'm a software engineer with 4 year experience, mainly in Salesforce, domain with expertise in customer relationship management process.
Can you briefly describe what role you play in the customer relationship management process for salespeople?
Oh yes, of course. I was the team leader while designing customer relationship management software for Salespeople. This project is about an international retail chain with a team of 50 members. I managed to pinpoint and capitalize on the factors that influence footfall in the stores, and in doing so help clients achieve 30% sales growth.
Great. So, how do you fit into our organization?
I want to have a career in IT industry, and considering my long-term goals, I believe that joining this organization would be the vicious move. Here, I will definitely be able to better realize my skills in the most effective way, and also get the opportunity to acquire newer skills and hone the same honest.
Next, what about your difficulties in doing a job?
I think I am a grateful person, but with my shortcomings, I always take notes and make a list of what will I do, so I think I don't forget after that.
Oh, that must be tough, right? And what
Yeah.
if your partner messed up a project? What are you going to do?
I will suggest further discussion and analyze the shows, and then find a solution together after that. I think that's it.
Okay. For the last question, describe when you work as part of a team.
Okay. I think when I do do work with a team, I will building good communication with the members. I will respect every difference of opinion, accept every input, be friendly, and establish good cooperation with the members.
Okay, that's it for our interview. Thank you, and we will contact you within 3 days for the result of the interview.
Okay, thank you so much for this ability time, sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. That's all from us. I hope we can take the lesson and you can be understand from our materials. And thank you so much. See you.